Cameron Teague Robinson, The Athletic.
Ryan, just touch on Treyveon today. I mean, one, just getting him back, makes no sense in brains. Was the plan to give him the ball 26 times in the round, 4 or 5 times in the air?
I don't know, what we had in terms of a number coming in, but we held them out last week. It was close, but we felt like we wanted to make sure that he was 100%. And, this is a big run we're about to go on. And you can just see the difference he makes when he's out there, the explosiveness, the speed. I thought he ran hard tonight. And he's a weapon out of the backfield. You can see that down the sideline. Boy, the one that we just missed on the touchdown there, we had a linebacker out in one-on-one, and you can see, it was one heck of a route he ran. We just didn't connect on it, and we spent a bunch of time on that route. So, that was like getting stabbed in the heart. But you can just see when he's out there the impact he's having on our offense, and to get that run there in the fourth quarter was big.
Over here to the right, Joe Nugent, WCMH.
To have 3 turnovers and still win the game by 2 touchdowns, what went well to lead to victory?
Well, it started off, I think, with a good combination of the run game, and we did have some pretty good passing plays as well, and I thought that combination was good. And I think we're all frustrated that we're just not able to finish off some of those drives, and when we get into those plus territories, we just we got to finish them off, and so there's a lot that goes with that. Certainly the coaching's a big part of it, but again, when you get a guy like Trey back, and then you have Marvin on the outside, you can see the difference it makes. We decided to hold the Mecca one more week. He was close, but we just made the decision to hold him. I do feel really confident we'll get him back next week, but he makes a difference. But just some really tough performances out there. Like, certainly we can talk about the defense all night, but just offensively, Cade and Julian. These guys, they were battling at the end. And you get to this time of year, and you got a lot of bumps and bruises and things like that. And the guys played hard. I thought the offensive line got movement tonight. I thought so. Even the tight ends. We did. We moved the line of scrimmage, and then again, having Trey back made a big difference. Certainly, running for 160 yards.
Rob Aller, Columbus Dispatch.
One more on Treyveon. How frustrating is it? It sounds like the game plan when you have him changes.
Yes.
He's been kind of in and out really over his career. How challenging has that been? Is it good to see somebody who is maybe some people question him to come back and have a night like this?
Well, the one thing about Trey is, like you said, you can do so much with him because he has such a great skill set, and he's one of the more competitive guys we have, and so nobody wants to be out there more than him. And you can see when he's out there, he has that drive. And he hadn't played a game in a few weeks, I guess now. And so even at the end, he was toughing it out because he was a little winded there at the end. He hadn't rushed for that many, had that many carries in a while, and he had a couple of receptions and a couple of routes. So I thought he handled it well. And you can see, what a weapon he is when he's out there and he's at full go. So, hopefully we have another great week of practice and we can keep doing those things. And then it just puts more and more pressure on the defense when you have someone like Marvin. You get Julian out there and Cade, and so that's the idea. And I still don't think we put a complete game together on offense. And so we'll get back to it this week and keep swinging.
Tony Girdman, Buckeye Huddle.
Ryan, any update on Lathan, which is
Yeah, no, I don't have an update actually. I'm not even sure exactly how it all shook out there. It was all kind of chaotic. So we'll try to get you what we can here in a little while.
Gentleman next to Tony, did you have a question? Yes.
Just what does it say for Marvin? All the attention he gets from defenses to keep putting up this.
Yeah, it's. I say it every week. It's just tremendous. I believe he's the best football player in the country. To have another, a couple touchdowns and 120 yards, and I guess we targeted him 10 times. Probably could have targeted him a few more. We're always going to try to figure out ways to do that. But he's a dynamic player, and he keeps bringing it every week. And the consistency is starting to show more and more week in and week out. Just the playmaking ability, and what a catch he made down there! My goodness, for him to get a foot inbounds and hang on to it. I was like, man, that's gonna be a hard one. And then when I saw the replay, it didn't move, and just an unbelievable catch.
Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
You mentioned guys who are banged up. How hurt is Kyle right now?
affecting him at all, leading to some of the mistakes that we saw in the first half?
No, I think I think it's like bumps and bruises and things like that, and I think something maybe happened in the game there, and he was able to fight through it, which was great, and so we'll get an evaluation, but I think he'll be fine, but I don't think that those things are getting his way right now, but I thought he toughed it out at the end, and still hung in there, and when you do maybe have a couple tough plays, the easy thing to do is, or what most people do is, they start to get gun shy, but he didn't do that. He kept swinging, he kept pushing. You could hear him on the sideline, right before that last drive where Treyveon ran to make it a 2-score game. I mean, he was in that huddle getting after the guys, and he showed good leadership there. So I thought that was a positive.
Tim May on 3, Letterman Row.
Yeah, following up with that, did you have a talk with Kyle at halftime, though, a little bit? Because he did seem off. I mean, both interceptions were odd. One looked like should have been throwaway, things like that. What were your discussions like with him to kind of settle it and everything else?
Yeah, I usually don't get into the plays right after the game, but I have a pretty good feel of exactly what happened on both of them. I think he would tell you on the first one, it was just a bad decision. It was first down. The play was designed to go to the tight end. The tight end got caught up, and it was not how we designed it, and the ball should have got thrown away. It was a bad decision. The second one, the corner came off on cover 3, and he's reading the flat defender, and that corner he just came right off him. He took a chance and he made a nice play. I don't really blame him for that play. I don't. I mean, there's going to be times where when you're pushing it down the field, things like that are going to happen. So I told him, hey, I get it. The corner came off. Let's just play the next play. Those plays are behind us, and so those are the conversations we had. But he knew right when he came off the field on the first one that he wanted that one back. So good to see him hang in there and keep playing hard. But I think the other thing is just in general, we get into a 2-score or a 1-score game. We're trying to make it a 2-score game. We get around the 30-yard line. Like we have to make sure we're in field goal range and give Jaden an opportunity. And 2 times we didn't do that. And so that was an opportunity that was missed.
I was going to say, do you leave her a little frustrated like the last couple of games? You left points on the field. I mean,
Yeah.
Notre Dame, Penn State, you talked about that.
Yeah. I mean, now we're going against good teams, and Luke does a great job. I always want to make sure, I don't do that enough. It's just, the teams we're playing are good teams. They're well coached. They have good players. And so, I don't want to sound flippant when, I say we expect to score every time. These guys do a great job, and they had a good scheme, and they did a nice job with everything. The fans were really into it. It was a great environment. So, we want to, go on the road and be, road warriors and win these games on the road. And it's not always going to be the way you want it, but yes, what we want to get done. The expectation, and so still things we got to get better at.
Austin Ward, Rivals, the podcast.
It just felt like one after another guys were coming out. JT gets looked at, Nathan comes out, Jack at one point, Mecca didn't play, Julian came up. A, it's probably pretty good for the depth, but B, was there any sense you had like in the third quarter that maybe this is not our night?
No, you're not allowed to think like that. You don't have a choice. I always say we're in control of what we do. And, this time of year, we play physical brand of football, and things like that are going to happen. But most of those guys, they get right back in the game after taking a shot, and for those who have played football before, it's like having sometimes, you get leg whipped or something. It's like someone taking a Louisville Slugger and smacking it into your shin. It hurts. And, certainly there's a difference between hurt and injured. But our guys, man, they battled. And you saw a bunch of guys just fighting at the end. They didn't want to come out of the game. I think our team, at halftime always has had a good look in their eye all year, knowing that they want to come out and play really well in the fourth quarter. And, you're seeing us do that. I mean, we're playing well in the fourth quarter. I'd like to see us, even play better in the first half. But we are finishing games the way we're supposed to finish them. We're finishing games. I think there's ways that we can finish them better. But at the end of the day, the goal is to keep winning. And we got to keep doing that. And we know the challenges are going to keep getting bigger and bigger here down the stretch.
Clay Hall, WSYX.
Yeah, along those lines, Coach, some might say, hey, you passed 3 of your toughest 4 tests along the way. Would you caution people that the next 3 are not easy?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, I mentioned to the team as we were watching some games this afternoon, Just watching some of the teams play at noon, then the 3:30 games. You got to bring it every week, and you have one bad day and your season's ruined. The teams that we play are very good teams. They're well coached, and winning is just not something that we're entitled to. We gotta do it, and that's the competitive stamina that we talk about. And especially going on the road, these games are hard. The next one will be a battle next week against Rutgers. It will. I think it's a noon kickoff, right, Jerry? Is it noon?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a noon kickoff. I mean, Greg's doing a good job with those guys. So battles, but the good thing is we're getting battle tested as well. I think the more battles you get into, the more poise you have because you have something to reference. You don't panic. But again, we're going to watch the film and throw coffee against the wall again, I'm sure.
I'm going to have time for just one or two more for Coach. Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
You said you could talk about the defense all night.
Yeah.
Wisconsin ball midway through the fourth quarter. How much of a security blanket is it for you to have to know that you have this outcome? Is there anything tonight that defense shows you maybe they haven't before?
Yeah, I think they're in the second half when Wisconsin came out, scored. We came back, scored. And then the ball was, I think it was, coming out. And then we ended up on like the 10-yard line. We brought it to midfield, flipped the field, got it inside the 10, and usually it'd be like, well, we got to go for it. We got to score. And so pooching the ball in those situations right now, like you said, with a good defense, you feel like, you got an opportunity to get the ball back. If it's a 3 and out, then you're going to get the ball at midfield. If it's a couple first downs, and you feel decent about those. And so, yeah, I think it's something where you got to get a feel during the game how it's going. But it starts with the run game. If the run game, is if we're stopping the run, then you feel like you're in control of the game. And I think that was a big part coming into the game. We had to run the ball, stop the run, and show toughness. I think we did all three of those things. Yeah, it was excellent. Again, just not giving up an inch with the ball on the 1 yard line. Just keep fighting and keep swinging, keep playing. The play Tommy made on the shovel was huge. But our guys, they played hard. They rallied to the ball. No, I mean, I thought the secondary played well. They got their hands on some balls. And that was another really good performance by our guys.
Great. Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Folks, I'm going to bring up, just hang here, I'm going to bring up Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm going to put him right at the middle. I'm going to put